And we're getting big breaking news of Trump. Trump has said that it's up to the Prime Minister to decide on any issue of mediation in Kashmir. And this is the Trump's first reaction after India rejected Trump's mediation offer. And Trump has said, it is really up to PM Modi, and I met with Prime Minister Imran Khan. I got along great. I think they're fantastic people. Khan and Modi, I would imagine they can get along very well. If they wanted somebody to intervene, which is in reference to the Kashmir issue, or to help them, I spoke with Pakistan about that, and I spoke frankly to India about it. But that's been going on, that battle, for a long time. So Trump is now taking a middle road, in fact, and he's now saying that it is up to Prime Minister Modi to decide on the fact whether mediation should be used to solve the Kashmir problem, whereas India has maintained its stand clear, A, that there was no offer of mediation from Trump on the Kashmir issue, and B, Kashmir is the issue that India is not willing to engage any third party whatsoever, whoever it is, be it America, United Kingdom or China. We have seen in the past month how China, United States of America and other countries have tried to meddle in the Kashmir issue via Pakistan. But the Modi government and India, all political parties have united and said that Kashmir is an issue that India has no need for a third-party intervention, I beg your pardon, and Kashmir is an integral part of India, and it will remain so irrespective of whatever happens. And Trump, I repeat, has said that it is really up to PM Modi, and I met with Prime Minister Khan. I got along great. I think they're fantastic people. Khan and Modi, I would imagine they can get along very well. If they wanted somebody to intervene in the Kashmir issue or help them, and I spoke to Pakistan about that. So Trump is towing a middle line. He's trying to play it safe, but India has rejected mediation or third-party intervention in the Kashmir issue, and India has made it clear that there is no need for India to take help from any other country. We have Tejinder Singh Sodhi, our Jammu Bureau Chief, joining us on the phone line. Tejinder, India has made it clear, and now Trump has realized that India's stand on Kashmir won't change, so he's towing a middle line.
See, if you remember when Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan was in US, the US President Donald Trump had said that the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi had approached him and asked him to mediate on the Kashmir issue. But after being snubbed by India, because the Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar made it amply clear that the Prime Minister Narendra Modi had not asked the US President Donald Trump to mediate, and it was just a blatant lie on part of US President. So now it seems that Donald Trump has realized his blunder, and he says that now the ball is in the court of India and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So clearly Donald Trump has softened his stand after India snubbed him, but India has time and again made it clear that the state of Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India, and any dialogue with Pakistan will take place only after Pakistan dismantles terror infrastructure, stops sending terrorists into the Indian side, and stops treating terrorism as a Pakistan state policy. So clearly it seems that Indian diplomacy has worked from the US President Donald Trump saying that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had approached him, and now saying that the ball is in the court of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So clearly there seems that the Indian diplomacy has been at work, and the America has realized that it had committed a blunder earlier. Yes.
Right. Tejinder, our Jammu Bureau Chief there.
Khan, I got along great with, I think they're fantastic people. Khan and Modi, I would imagine they can get along very well. But if they wanted somebody to intervene or to help them, and I spoke with Pakistan about that, and I spoke frankly to India about it, but that's been going on, that battle, for a long time. Long time.
How do you want to resolve the Kashmiri?
If I can, if they wanted me to, I would certainly intervene, yeah.
Was the U.S. government involved in the death of Hamza bin Laden?
I can't comment about that, but he was very threatening to our country. He was saying very bad things about our country. I will let you make your own comment about it, but I don't comment. But I will say, Hamza bin Laden was very threatening to our country, and you can't do that.
Well, we have the reaction from Donald Trump there, the United States president, and now it's all clear. The picture is all clear. Prime Minister Modi never asked Donald Trump to mediate on the Kashmir issue. In fact, Donald Trump said, I will do it only if I am asked by India. So it's clearly India's stand has been vindicated. What the government had been saying all along has been vindicated, because Donald Trump has himself come out and conceded and said that it is not India who asked him to mediate in the Kashmir issue. It is in fact his will that India will not be interested in mediation. But Donald Trump himself has said that it is only if India asks is when he will be thinking about mediation in the issue. And he said that he met Imran Khan a while back during the Pakistan Prime Minister's visit, and he also spoke about how he is willing to mediate if India asks. So that's a big win for India, and it's vindication of India's stand on the Kashmir issue globally, because Donald Trump, China, both have tried to meddle on the Kashmir issue, and now India's stand has been vindicated because India has made it clear that Kashmir is an integral part of India, and there will be no two ways and no two talks about the fact, and there will be no talks with any third party intervening. We have Tejinder back on the phone. Tejinder, we heard there from Donald Trump. It's all clear now. It was all a lie, and now Trump is trying to toe a middle line, and he is now saying that he will try and mediate only if Prime Minister Modi wants or India wants. So it means clearly that India has never asked Trump to mediate in the Kashmir issue.
After Donald Trump made a bluff when the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, was in the U.S., stating that Indian Prime Minister, who had met Donald Trump in Bishkek, had asked him to mediate on the Kashmir issue, and the reaction of the Indian government.
Tejinder, stay with us. We have Dr. Sriram Chawli, our contributor and an expert on strategic affairs. Dr. Sriram Chawli, how do you read the statement that has just been given by Donald Trump? He's saying that now I leave it up to India if they want us to mediate in the Kashmir issue. Earlier he was saying that Prime Minister Modi asked him to mediate. So he's clearly changing his words. And what do you make of what Donald Trump has said?
Well, first of all, we have pushed back hard against his initial, presumptuous suggestion to mediate. And so I think his State Department and his advisors have told him to step back from this kind of unnecessary adventurism. So to some extent, it seems to have worked. But on the other hand, he continues to raise this issue and respond to it when reporters are asking, which means he wants to dangle that carrot to the Pakistanis, because that shows how desperate he is to pull out from Afghanistan with Pakistan's help. So he still thinks that, as he has said before, that Pakistan will help the U.S. extricate itself from Afghanistan. And whenever he even raises the Kashmir issue, I'm afraid that it's a music to the ears for the Pakistanis, because that's how it stays in the news, world news, and in the international attention. That's what Pakistan's strategy is. So even though he has now withdrawn from his earlier comments, to some extent, the fact that he's still saying, I would like to mediate if both of them want, that itself shows, that the Pakistanis also are playing their game. And so we have to be very clear about this and continue to refuse any so-called third-party intervention in what is a bilateral matter. And on the other hand, there are other functionaries in the U.S. Government apparatus who understand our position, and we should use those levers to press ahead with other forms of cooperation with the U.S. We don't need them on Kashmir. In fact, Kashmir is doing better now with security and with central government rule and with more forces being sent. So this is the time when the Pakistanis opportunistically are trying to use Trump and to try and bring this back on the global agenda, and we should be quite wary of this.
Well, also Sriram, even as Pakistan tries to pander itself and tries to get Trump and both China to get inside the Kashmir issue, because just a few days back, in fact, I think yesterday, Chinese Foreign Ministry issued a statement saying that India should consider mediation in the Kashmir issue, but India has made its stand firm. And even as India and Prime Minister Modi both engage with Donald Trump and Xi Jinping on a bilateral level, there is no change in the stand as vis-a-vis Kashmir, and India has made it clear. So it also certainly says that India will not give in to any global pressure, no matter how powerful the country is.
We are going to oppose this kind of poking and meddling in our internal affairs. One, either by China or the US, instigated by Pakistan. But two, on the other hand, we have to also push back against this by pointing out to the major problems inside Pakistan. The Balochistan insurgency, which needs actually greater international attention. We need the people of the so-called Azad Kashmir or Pakistan-occupied Kashmir need intervention and justice. So we should be highlighting those things, and we should make sure that Trump, as well as the Chinese, are well aware of the situation there, and we should be asking them and prodding them, why don't you offer to mediate on those matters? Why don't you offer to mediate between Balochistan Liberation Army and the Pakistan government? Let the U.S. get involved, and let the U.S. raise the profile of those kind of terrible situations where there is no elected government, nothing, and it's all, military dictatorship that's ruining these minority groups inside Pakistan.
Absolutely. So Sriram, thank you so much for joining us.
I don't know if you know that. You know it's a hoax, right? So nobody's mentioned it to me. One thing I will say that you haven't covered. 2 days ago, a highly respected judge in the Southern District of New York in Manhattan came out with a decision on the whole Russia hoax, and he said exactly that.
Well, that was Donald Trump. He is still speaking to media and in Washington, but it's clear now. It's out there. Donald Trump, in fact, himself offered to mediate in the Kashmir issue, and India and Prime Minister Modi did not ask him to mediate in the Kashmir issue. So Donald Trump has conceded the fact that it was, in fact, him who is willing to mediate on the Kashmir issue and not a request made from India. So those who are questioning the government. We also have Sushant Sareen joining us on the phone line. Sushant Sareen, what do you read and what do you make of the statement given by Donald Trump? Because earlier he had said that he was asked by Prime Minister Modi to mediate, and now he's saying that he will do it only if he's asked. Sushant, if you can hear me, what do you make of the What do you make of the comment made by Donald Trump? And he has made a complete U-turn as far as the Kashmir issue is concerned.
Actually not. Look, number one, he doesn't formulate his sentences carefully. He speaks, but, he doesn't choose his words carefully. So even on that particular day,
I believe he has some audio trouble with Sushant. We'll reconnect with him, but biggest news break of the day till now, and Trump is conceding. Let's listen to once again what Donald Trump had to say about his offer on Kashmir issue.
It's really up to Prime Minister Modi, and I met with Prime Minister Khan. I got along great with, I think they're fantastic people. Khan and Modi, I would imagine they can get along very well. But if they wanted somebody to intervene or to help them, and I spoke with Pakistan about that, and I spoke frankly to India about it, but that's been going on, that battle, for a long time. Long time. If I can, if they wanted me to, I would certainly intervene, yeah.
Well, there you have it. It's a completely different statement from what he had made earlier. Earlier, he had categorically used the word that Prime Minister Modi asked me if I could mediate in the Kashmir issue, and now he's come out and said it is up to Prime Minister Modi. So those are completely two different statements from Donald Trump, and he has realized after India exerting global pressure and India standing by the fact that Kashmir is an integral part of India, and it has said that there will be no mediation as far as the Kashmir issue is concerned. It is an integral part of India and it will remain so. Be it Imran Khan, be it China, be it US, there will be no talks as far as Kashmir is concerned, and Prime Minister Modi did not himself ask Donald Trump to mediate in the Kashmir issue. It's a big setback and egg on the face of all those who are questioning India vis-a-vis the Kashmir issue. And we have some more breaking news coming in.